Imagine a thief who enters your home, looks at your future, and takes only the best parts. This thief doesn't break down doors. He sits quietly inside your mind, and his only weapon is a whisper. Later, there is plenty of time. What's the rush? We live in the age of always on. Our minds a kaleidoscope of glowing screens and siren song notifications. Against this digital din, this quiet, ancient voice speaks. It is the voice of the thief that visits us all. Procrastination. This small, insidious habit is the velvet glove on the hand that chokes your future. Time is not merely the ticking of a clock. It is the raw material of your destiny. The one who honors it builds a kingdom of success. The one who squanders it wakes up in the ruins of regret. This is not just a story. It is a mirror held up to the quiet catastrophes we invite every time we choose tomorrow over now. Listen closely. The boy, bound by eventually in the dust motes of a forgotten village, lived a boy named Kael. Kael was cursed not by bad luck, but by a heavy, invisible chain forged of eventually. His academic scrolls remained rolled, his carpentry tools untouched, his potential a bright, shimmering thing he perpetually promised to polish tomorrow. He drifted through his days, a ghost of the man he could be, deaf to the worried pleas of his family and the stern warnings of his teachers. One day, the revered sage, Master Elara, visited the village. She was a beacon of sharp intellect and serene success. Kael, desperate to catch up to his friends who were already rising stars, saw a shortcut in her wisdom. He found her beneath the great oak, after the eager crowd had dispersed. "Master," he pleaded, his voice thick with self-pity, "I am failing. I yearn for greatness, yet I am always a step behind. Tell me the secret to moving forward, to becoming the best." Master Elara regarded him, her eyes ancient and kind. "My child, you do not value the only currency that truly matters. You postpone life itself. Let me tell you of a man who was offered an empire and let it slip through his fingers like sand, the king's treasure and the weight of sleep. The master began. Centuries ago, there ruled a king whose generosity was as boundless as his kingdom. One day, he encountered an old schoolmate, a man named Silas. Silas was now a figure of scorn, jobless, blaming the world for his failures and living under a mountain of debt. The king, moved by pity, made a solemn declaration. "Silas, the royal treasury is open to you. Before the sun sinks completely below the horizon this evening, take anything you can carry. All of it is yours." Silas's heart hammered a rhythm of instant wealth. He raced home to his wife, shouting the news. "Go now," she urged, her voice trembling with excitement. But Silas paused. "I can't go on an empty stomach," he declared. "There is a whole day ahead." He ate a meal that felt like a feast, slow and savoring, convinced the king's offer would wait. The fullness brought a heavy drowsiness. "A quick nap," he murmured to his wife, sinking into a cushion. "I will be stronger and carry more." His dream was golden, a dizzying vision of jewels. He slept for 2 full hours. When his wife nervously woke him, he snapped at her for interrupting his necessary rest, convinced the light of day was still eternal. Sax in hand, he finally set out. But the afternoon sun was a brutal, hammer-blow heat. No use rushing to this wonderful fate in misery, he rationalized, sinking beneath the cool shadow of a banyan tree. The breeze was a lullaby, the shade a deep, luxurious haven. He closed his eyes for a moment. This time, the sleep was heavy, impenetrable. When he finally jerked awake, the air was cool, cast in a deepening, bruised violet. The sun was gone. He ran as if his life depended on it. But when he reached the palace gates, they were sealed. The heavy iron bolts were drawn. He stood before the impenetrable stone, the only sound, the hollow echoes of his own breathing. He had not been unlucky. He had not been cheated. He had been given an entire day's worth of opportunity, and he had traded it for a meal, a nap, and a comfortable shade. He had lost his fortune to a habit. The unforgiving tally. Master Elara's voice returned, gentle but firm. The time you spend waiting for a perfect moment, Kael, is the time your rivals spend building. Kael was no longer a lazy boy. He was a man seeing his own reflection in Silas's tragedy. He finally understood that time doesn't wait for your motivation, it simply ends. Ashamed, he thanked the master and walked away, lighter than he had ever been. He didn't promise to start tomorrow. He went home and picked up the first tool, opened the first scroll. He ceased chasing distractions and started creating momentum. He stopped waiting for success to find him and began constructing it, minute by painstaking minute. Slowly, the gap between Kael and his successful friends began to close. His potential solidified into reality. Time is your most precious, non-renewable resource. It is more valuable than any gold in any treasury, for it is the only thing that can buy you a new life. The student who failed by a single mark knows the cost of an unused hour. The traveler who misses the train by one breath knows the value of a single minute. You cannot save time. You can only invest it. Do not live so that your final, echoing thought is the searing burn of regret, the realization that you had an entire life to live, and you spent it waiting for the perfect day to begin.